Welcome guys, this is my ultimate base building guide and the last episode in my series. The last episode will probably just be highlights or the video for the next update that's coming, the June update, which I'm very excited about with the scopes and everything. But yes, today I'm going to show you every single part in Deadside that you can craft, okay? And we are at the cave entrance, the only cave on the map at the moment where you can build a base, okay? There are issues when snapping your parts into rocks, which I will show you guys now. But yeah, this is just my little bottom compartment, and as you can see there's almost nothing in here. But if any of you know, that's the cave. But if they bring out the remote system, where a guy can steal a remote and open your doors, then of course this is going to be one way to cheese that. Because even though you might get a remote from me, that enables you to open all my doors, if I use a wall, okay, like this, to cover up my loot, you're not gonna get to my loot, okay? And you can't build more than 3 large crates, okay, in your base. So here's my little loot stash inside the cave that I've closed up. Nothing inside here, just showing you guys what you can do, okay? You can even close this up, this entrance up, but trust me, if you can't see a lot of the part, like the scaffolding, if you want to close this with scaffolding, be ready for the risk to wait 7 days for your base to despawn, okay? I have been lucky enough to find a piece on it that I could always press T on. Like the last little scaffolding I had here, I literally pressed T on every single inch of it, till it activated. So that's something you must be careful of. And as you can see, it won't allow me to place more than 3 large crates, and it won't allow me to place more than 3 small crates, okay, because I've already got 1, 2, 3 in the world, okay. So yeah, that's it. One nice way there for you to protect your loot, especially if they use the remote way. The remote way for me is not going to work that great, but in any case, that's one way to protect loot from, if they don't bring in raiding. I really want them to bring in raiding. But right here, just showing you normal big scaffoldings. This is basically 3 big scaffoldings on top of one another. And yeah, you can see stairs that can be used, and then you can just put normal small, let me show you here. You can place these small decks to extend it. The small deck must be on the side of something, so I can place a small deck on these edges, okay, but if it hasn't got a solid edge of a scaffolding to snap to, it's not gonna snap, okay, and I'll show you what effect that has later down the line, okay. And of course your doors, remember, if you want to snap a wall, it's gonna always snap with the correct part on the outside, okay. Don't think you can turn this so that the door's on that side, okay. Door's always going to be on the outside, and if you place a door like this one here, look at the picture, it's always going to be on the left hand side, okay. So if you build your base, let's say you don't want to listen to me and you want to build your base into a rock, remember the door is going to be on the left hand side, okay. Just use that for base planning. Remember, doors always going to be on the left hand side. The only time a door is going to be in the middle is those big doors, and the only way you can use the big doors is by snapping them onto the large scaffoldings, these large scaffoldings over here. Without that, it says one opening, so there's one big opening with two openings. You'll have two openings, and then you'll have the one with four openings. And the only way you can use this large door is on, the only way you can use this big door here, this wall gates, okay, is on a large scaffolding, okay. Then you can build these big doors that you can enter for future cars, and then of course you can just close it up with normal walls again, okay. But if you add more openings, then of course, you know, you're gonna have to use multiple of these doors to close those gaps. There are no parts at the moment which will close those big gaps, and the fences and the fence gates don't snap to scaffoldings, okay. So if you use something that has 4 openings, then you're gonna have to make that part of your design, okay. So maybe there's just a door in the front, and then you're gonna extend your base, you know, all around the other sides to make walls on the other big scaffoldings that you snap to it, or of course onto the other small scaffoldings that you snap onto the big scaffolding, okay. So yes, that explains that. And then of course the large gates, they don't snap to anything, and just a nice large gate that you can come into your base. When you snap, or when you place a wall, you know, the walls, then just use first person mode and look at the texture of the log, okay. The first time you use it, you're gonna place the wall too deep or too shallow, whatever. Just use this stump right here as an indicator. You'll see it sinking into the ground, okay. Just use it as an indicator. You can get it right next to the other stump, you know, to snap it correctly. And I put it into the ground on purpose, okay, to show you guys you can maintain the right, you know, the same height. Doesn't matter what's happening to your floors, and you can even build it a bit, you know, out of the ground if you want it a bit higher. And then yeah, basically right here, all I did is I used every single base part that you can. The foundations don't differ. The foundations will be the same, okay. The only difference will be is whether you're gonna snap the little square, you know, curve to it, or the round, you know, the round curve. So you either you're going to use this scaffold corner for both of these, the round one and that corner one, okay. Because you can only build the normal scaffold and the scaffold corner, but the difference is going to come with your platforms, okay, where you're either going to put the round one on that scaffold or the square one on the scaffold, which will cause your round parts and your square parts, okay, to snap. There you can of course see that's the round one, that's the corner one, that's the round window, that's the corner window, you know, that's the round fence, that's the corner fence. And then this is what I wanted to show you guys with the little platforms, okay. You can make it so that you've only got one gap like this, which looks quite neat, okay, but you're gonna have to crouch to go in, okay, which isn't a big deal. But you can't walk in, you're gonna have to crouch, and you can't walk out, it's gonna stop you, okay. So you have to crouch, but it will make it neater so you can use windows in all four directions, okay. And building stairs in the middle is a much better idea for this specific design. Even if you want to walk, you're just going to remove the single one over here, okay. This shouldn't, you can just press T to disassemble anything, but it is a lengthy process. So try and plan your build as as much as you can. And now you can see we can we can just walk in and we can walk out, and this is the best you can do. Okay, to have two spots open, you can't really get it any better than that, because if you use the side, then you're gonna sit with this problem where you can't. I'm just going to use that one that I just backed up, where you can't snap. You can only snap it to the side of the scaffolding, and remember, in the middle here there is no scaffolding, so you won't be able to snap it, so you're going to sit with a gap there. Okay, so remember, you can only snap to the side of scaffolding, like right here. This is the side of the scaffolding, okay, that you can snap to. So that's why I say that's why you can close it up like this, okay, but you can't close that up, which is a bit, it looks awkward like that. So if you put steps there, then you're gonna have to leave a larger gap for it to look pleasing to the eye, okay, and looks like you had some kind of design to it. Then you're gonna have to do it like that. Okay, so like I said, if you want to make it neat and you want to be able to walk all around your small scaffolding and having access, put the stairs in the middle and then just duck down as you walk in. And then I don't know exactly what happened there. And then here we go. This is what it will look like on the top. You can build sandbags and everything. There's a bunch of parts that I've built here. I don't know if it's the glitching into the rocks or the base parts that I used, but I do get some lag that I normally don't get, okay, in the game. So yeah, I can definitely see some lag here, okay, more lag than usual in the game. So I don't know if it's the glitching into the walls or too many base parts or whatever. But in any case, yeah, I usually extend my roofs like this so that I can do things like this, jumping from the one roof to the other roof. So you can make it a nice, nice parkour effect. And then of course I can just jump back. And even if I miss, I can just keep pressing the spacebar to do some parkour. And then you can basically attach steps to anything as long as it can snap to the top or bottom of a scaffolding. And these are the different sandbags. And don't worry, when you craft sandbags, it will tell you that it's just number 2 and number 1. Okay, don't think it takes three sandbags or 1 sandbag or 2 sandbags. It just works with numbers, so it's always going to be 1 part. Okay, it takes various burlaps to create them, but in any given base you can build 20 defensive parts. Okay, and defensive parts means walls, gates, sandbags and towers. You can only build 20 of them. I don't know if they're ever going to change that, but you can clearly see that a big base has got some kind of performance issue or performance effect. Like I say, I don't know whether it's because my base is glitched into the rocks, but yeah, that's the one thing that you have to know, is that if you're gonna glitch your base into rocks and not on an open grass field, then you must be willing to suffer the consequences. So like I say, doesn't matter what you do, your base will despawn in 7 days. Okay, so if you stuff it up completely, take a break from the base for 7 days, play a bit, just have fun, forget about the base, forget about the mistake that you made, come back in 7 days and it won't be a problem anymore. But yeah, these are all the sandbags that you can make. Down there at the bottom I've got those corner sandbags, and the reason I say it causes problems, you will see if I try and use this one, And yeah, the controls is just left and right mouse button is of course to rotate it. Okay, shift is going to be to change the height, and control is going to be to change the distance. Okay, and then what I like to do with sandbags, although these are glitching, I like to put them through the ground and then lift them up to see, because sandbags have got solid bottom surfaces on them, so you don't want them to snap. Like, you know, you will be able to put them like this. Okay, they will actually snap like that, but it will look very ugly because half of the sandbags will be, you know, hanging over the edge. Okay, so what I like to do, I like to put it right through, make sure that I'm, you know, got a nice gap everywhere, and then I lift it up. Okay, and place it. Just press F to place it, and it's not gonna place. Okay, so if you guys have experienced this before on a flat ground surface, please leave it in the comments down below. For me, I definitely feel it's the fact that I built this on rocks. But I can press T on a lot of things. Other things, you know, I can't. Object is blocked, and that could just be that I have to, you know, incrementally pack them up. But yes, it's a big risk, guys. It's a big risk. It's a big headache. So you can build a base, you know, you can build a base at the cave or in a mountain. Just know that you are going to struggle. Okay. And yeah, this is another nice design that I'm showing you. Again, you can just build this. Okay, I've got 3 floors here showing you guys different designs, but this is a nice design as well that you can use. You can put the crates here, you know, here in the middle, so it's very difficult for someone to glitch his head through with that freaking trick that they always use to glitch their heads through. So yeah, you can put the crates down here in the middle. You know, you can put 1 crate here, you can put 1 crate here, you can put 1 crate here, and then you can just use the stairs, you know, and shoot the hell out of everyone. And I don't even have ammo for that gun. That's fantastic. But yeah, you just shoot them. Shoot them all, baby. Shoot them all. You can see my hands are going over the edge. Okay, I can't aim down a lot, but you know, I can still shoot quite low, not very low, but anyone that's close. Okay, and then you can put windows down here as well if you want to shoot through here. Okay, and here's of course my plot sign. I put it on the rocks so that I can build very high. That's one thing that you guys will see about the base, is that it is very high. I'm going to see if I can jump that. Oh yeah, I could jump that. Okay, so these are the towers. Towers are also very high. Towers exactly the same. Okay, you're not going to be able to aim very low. Okay, and even if you use hip fire is not going to help you that much more. Okay, otherwise you're going to fire against the side. And yeah, with towers you can put small scaffoldings, you know, before it. And the one thing, you know, you can climb off. I don't really like climbing off, but the one thing about the tower is that without you being able to get into your tower, now remember your tower has edges, so you can just run from that edge to that edge. If I open that wall, I can just run onto my tower. Okay, so you can use the tower like that, but I would personally rather close my tower. Okay, and what I mean by that is, remember, you can only build 20 defensive parts. That means this gate is 1 part, the wall is 1 part, every sandbag is 1 part, every tower is 1 part. Okay, very difficult to build a beautiful base like that. Okay, what I would do is I would use the small scaffoldings, okay, to build my wall, to build my outer wall, and inside my base I'd build the towers. okay, so that I can climb the towers without anyone shooting at me. And you know, I'll literally show you guys a base like that. You know, and I think that's what I'm going to do, because I like sandbags. And these walls I'm not completely crazy about, okay, especially placing them. They can't snap. I myself like a very neat design, okay, and the fact that I can only build 20 defensive parts, I'll rather use some sandbags, you know, for fun, for aesthetics, you know, and for it to look pleasing. If you want to build a base with these fences around them, that's 100%. But I will show you, you know, later down the line. I'm not going to focus on it. I mean, like I said, the series is done. I'm showing you every single part that you can build in Deadside. But yeah, I think my main base, I'll make my walls small scaffoldings, because you can build forever with small parts. I don't know if there's a limit on it. But yeah, it looks like you can build your whole, you know, your whole plot sign area. You can probably build to death with walls and scaffolding. So I'll rather use the small scaffoldings with the walls, you know, to make myself a really big fortress, and then within the fortress I'll make the towers. Yeah, and then I think then it will look really look cool. If you want to put towers on the outside, just so your base looks cooler, that's 100% fine. And I'm just gonna run up here, and yeah, these are the small scaffoldings. Like I said, I'll make walls out of them, and then I can of course traverse all the walls. You know, I can literally get to every single height of the wall. And if I build my plot sign high on a hill, and I start building the base at the lowest part, then I can make the front walls extremely high, okay? But personally, I'm not that crazy, okay, about building so high. Yes, it looks cool. Yes, it is very high, you know. But it's definitely not the be-all and end-all of everything. And yeah, you can build the base extremely high because you put your you know, your plot sign high, you know, and then you start building low, because my plot sign is basically there on the second layer instead of here. And normally I think you can only build two large scaffoldings on top of one another, you know, maybe three, but definitely not a fourth one. If you sink the first one in low enough, you'll probably be able to build three on top of each other. But you're never going to get this kind of height, okay? And if you can get a really sharp hill, you know, like a hill that goes like straight down, you put the plot sign down and you start building at the lowest part possible, you know, then you can really do it. But you can't really use rocks, because it looks like the bottom of your plot sign has also got a radius. Just like you've got the top radius, you've got the bottom radius as well. So when I tried to put my plot sign as high as I possibly could, then I couldn't build down here. I couldn't build anything down here. So I had to put my plot sign lower so that I can build here. So remember, your plot sign is a round ball, so it counts, you know, up as well as down. Okay, so don't think you can abuse that completely. But yes, guys, I've seen a lot of really good designs. If you guys go and play on full servers, you know, you'll see really smart designs. And this is just something that I slammed together quickly. And yes, like I say, you can glitch, you know, your base into a rock, but you are going to take risks. And you know, if it glitches out on you and you can't pack up parts or anything, like I've built this, it's been here through 3 server restarts, so it's not like you can't do it. You can, it's just not going to be as stable as it normally is, okay? But yeah, if I just build this here, you know, I wouldn't have really worried if it's glitching or not, because I've got my, I've got my loot room, which is more than enough. Okay, and the rest I just made to show you guys every single part that you can build. And I mean, I've literally got every single part. The plot sign is up there. I showed you the crates, I showed you the small scaffolding, I showed you the scaffold corners. These are 3 big scaffoldings on top of each other. I showed you if you use the gap, then the only way to cover it up was with this big door, or to extend the base out, so that you use the other parts to close up the outer walls with. The big decks are basically these decks that you see right here. One deck like that closes up a small scaffolding completely, and 4 of them closes up, a big scaffolding at the top. Remember, you can't put anything here in the middle. Okay, so if you want floors, like single floors, do not build a big scaffolding. Okay, because you won't be able to build anything in the middle. That's why the design I showed you upstairs, with the stairs, is a good idea for a big scaffolding. But you can't build anything here in the middle. So if you want to be more specific, specialize on these small scaffoldings, okay, to be more precise. And according to me, you can build as many as you want. I don't see any restrictions on them. As long as you've got space to build it, you can build it. And then, the normal wall, the round wall, the corner wall, the normal door that I warned you about. The door is always going to snap, on the outer side. So it's always going to be on the left side. Remember that, please. The big one for the big normal wall with the window, round wall, corner wall. These little walls that you can use, which I find quite cute. I think they are almost the best to use in a combat situation. Yeah. So yeah. Of course, you're a much bigger target, but you can shoot really low. Okay, you can shoot quite low with it, which is probably cool. You can lean over it a bit more. Though I think I'm still shooting into it, so I think it's about the same. Okay, but yeah, like I said, can't build anything in the middle. You can only snap these small little blocks. Okay, there's all the sandbags, there's the tower, so you can only snap these small decks to the side to give you this kind of design. Okay, can't snap more inner at all. Again, the smaller scaffold is going to give you more, more control over that. But yeah, if you guys have got any tips, like I haven't really built a lot of sandbags, so if that happens to you as well, let us report it to the devs. If it's just because, if you guys have never had problems putting your sandbags on top of your foundations or your floors, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, it's not the end of the world if you build your base inside rocks. Okay, just know that if something gets stuck and you can't access it by pressing T, then 7 days is the longest you're gonna have to wait. Okay, because all bases despawn in 7 days, so make a mental note of that, of that as well. And yes, I don't know if base parts have an effect, because seriously, I think I've forgotten about my base for longer than 7 days, but they say it's 7 days, so rather stick to the safe side. But yeah, definitely 7 days. And yes, I've seen some really good designs, guys. And like I say, this is the last video in the series. I really hope you guys have learned something new. I hope you guys try and enjoy the game, as much as possible, and see all the possibilities as, something to explore and to enjoy and to make the most out of it. Okay, I'll show you guys with my base design. This is going to take a lot of time, guys. I did this on my server because I can spawn items in, so I played around with the designs. But I'm going to wipe my server now, okay? I'm going to take my Steam ID off my, off the website, off the server hoster, so that I can't even use admin powers up until the day I really need to ban someone, then I'll just put my Steam ID in for that day and ban the person. But from now on, I'm not going to use any admin powers again. Until an update comes out, and then I'll just use my admin powers to show you guys all the new smart stuff, okay? And then just disable it again. But for now, I'm going to build my base the hard way. And like I say, I do know it takes a heck of a lot of time. So spend some time planning your base, don't rush it. Don't think you're going to do it in a day. It's going to be very tedious to just build the whole entire day. If you want to, that's fine, but like especially on a busy server, if you want a break, go build a bit. Like when the server gets quiet, go build your base, and then you go to then that's your day, but like if you were playing on a full server and the server quieted down a bit too much for you, and you like staying awake into the morning hours, then spend some time on your base. Again, it's all just what you make of it, guys. And yeah, if you've got any base building tips that I left out, please leave it in the comments down below. And yes, enjoy your Deadside gameplay. And yeah, I've got a brand new series that I've got planned for this week, and which I hope you guys can join me on. I'm really excited about the series that I'm going to do. It's not on Deadside, but yes, I think I've covered Deadside, and then I'll just cover the updates as well. So have a lot of fun, and yeah, hopefully you guys can join me in the next series as well. Cheers.